Nate Martell, N'Kosi Perry, Cameron Harris, DJ Dallas, Jeff Thomas. Who's going to be the 2019 Miami Hurricanes impact players? I'm going to talk about that. And also breakout player, most improved player. We're going to talk about that in this video. Let's get it.
With the squad, mess with one of us. You ain't messing with my vision. Messing with the money, you ain't messing with this.
What's up, guys? Welcome to NMD TV, No More Defeats TV. All we do is win, never take any losses. And shout out to all my bosses, guys. If you love college football, this is the channel for you because I talk about college football 24/7. And today we're talking about the Miami Hurricanes impact players. This is a new series that I'm doing. If you've ever watched EA Sports, it's in the game, NCAA, then college football, then you know they always give you 3 impact players, 3 of the stars underneath the players that are going to make the big impact for the season. I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to give you a breakout player and a most improved player. Those are going to be projections going into the year. So let's talk about it. My first impact player for the Miami Hurricanes, this is easy. Jeff Thomas, receiver, junior receiver. People thought that he was going to transfer. He decided to not transfer when Manny Diaz came back, and he's looking to feed off of last year. 35 receptions, 6 touchdowns. The man can do it all. 5 catches against LSU. He's a threat to run the ball, threat in the punt return. Last year he had 221 punt returns with the punt return touchdown. The guy is a lethal weapon. Now, you may be asking me, 35 receptions and 6 touchdowns, that's not too crazy, right? Well, you got to look at his quarterback play in the system he was in. I believe both of those things will be improved this year. Expect Jeff Thomas to be a beast. Expect him to put in and do good things in the new system for Miami. Impact player number 2, Jonathan Garvin Jr., 6'4", 250 pounds, dominated last year. Busted on the scene last year as a young buck. Started all the games last year. 60 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 5 pass deflections, and let's add a touchdown on that to make it real nice, guys. This guy will be a monster in the ACC, a monster on the national scene, and expect him to continue off of what he did last year. I don't know if he can improve those stats, but I think he's going to be just as dominant. He will have some talent around him on that defensive line. Scott Patchen, Trayvon Hill, Gregory Rousseau, those guys are going to be on that defensive line alongside Jonathan Garvin. I think he can improve this season or at least stay consistent, and he will be an impact player for the Miami Hurricanes. Number 3, now I challenged myself because if you do 5 impact players, you really can go to those different ones. But if you do 3, you're really having to narrow it down, and that's what I wanted to do. I chose Brevin Jordan, tight end, 32 receptions, 287 yards, 4 touchdowns last year. The guy's a matchup nightmare. He can block. He's too fast for a linebacker. He's too strong for a safety. You can line him up inside at receiver. You can line him up as a tight end. You can do different things with him. I think under Dan Enos, who's known to have coached a couple good tight ends in his day, Hunter Henry, those guys at Arkansas, he could do great things. Also a couple tight ends at Alabama. So he could do great things if given the opportunity, which I think he will. Brevin Jordan, look for him to have another great season, a great sophomore season for the Miami Hurricanes. Now, breakout player of the year and most improved player are the next 2 that I'm going to talk about. But I do want to let you know that posted on the Patreon page is a breakdown of 4-star freshman to Corey Couch, what he will bring to the Miami Hurricanes, guys. If you want to show love to the channel and support the channel, head on over to the Patreon page, get signed up, and you can get exclusive content like to Corey Couch's film study breakdown and what he's going to bring to Miami. Now, Who's going to be the breakout player? Now, the breakout player is a player who inside the organization, inside the program, you know how good this guy is. But maybe nationally, people don't know his name and don't know how good he is. So that player for Miami is Mr. Gregory Rousseau, coming into Miami as a 4-star, 6'6", 250-pound defensive lineman. Miami expected big things from him last year, but he got an injury early in the year, so we didn't get to see him play. But he's back. He's healthy. He dominated his freshman spring game, so that's why people were excited about him. He's healthy now, had a great spring, and now we look for him to have a great season coming up. Like I said, he's going to have talent around him. He's going to have a Jonathan Garvin, a Nesta Severa. So I expect Gregory Rousseau to be a national household name after this season. Now, the most improved player could have went several different ways. I decided to go with the running back, Cameron Harris, the artist, formerly known as Cameron Davis. He saw action in the second half of the year. Really did great. Finished with 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. If you don't know what type of runner Cam is, hit that end card at the top of the screen. It should be posted. This guy can make plays out of the backfield, receiving the backfield, and he is a reliable blocker. Now, last year he ran the ball a lot out of the shotgun. I think this year Miami's going to be some under the shotgun, some under the center. And Dan Eno's system, I think running between the tackles, Cam Harris can be lethal. Like I said, he really can do it all from what I've seen. And the snaps are going to be split up between DJ Dallas, Cameron Harris, and Lorenzen Lingard. But I expect Cameron Harris to be the most improved player for the Miami Hurricanes. So, 3 impact players: Jeff Thomas, Jonathan Garvin, Brevin Jordan. Breakout player, Gregory Rousseau, and most improved, Cameron Harris. Do you agree with these? What are your impact players? Let me know in the comment section. I did do a Miami season preview, an interview with State of the U writer Marshall. It's on the screen right now. Make sure you check that out. Much love, and as always, no more defeats.